guys, and welcome to Portugal. We're back with Carlos, the £1,000 Landcruiser, and he's changed a little bit since the rainy UK. Aaron, what have we had done?
Well, there's been a lot of progress on Carlos. So most obviously you can see on the front we've got a solar panel. So this is our 100-watt solar panel, which will be powering our dual battery system, which uses Odyssey AGM batteries, which is connected to a Red Arc split charger. And that's powering all of our stuff inside. So we've got some USB sockets installed now, got some 12-volt sockets installed, which is then running our fridge freezer, which is sat in the back. We've also fitted a Safari Snorkel, all those river crossings. Another most notable thing is the suspension. So we went for a 2-inch lift kit with the Terrain Tamer suspension kit. And this is actually slightly upgraded as well, because we have a 100 kilogram constant load springs on the front. And on the rear, because of that additional weight we're carrying, I've opted for the 300 kilogram constant load springs. And we've also got a CB radio, and as before, we've got the roof rack and the roof tent, which is correctly positioned, not half a metre hanging off the side of the car. Obviously our awning, and obviously the big tyres as well. So we've got the BF Goodrich All Terrain 285 by 75 by R16. So yeah, been very busy. So looking under the bonnet, we've got our dual battery system here. So we've got our 68 amp hour starter battery from an Odyssey, it's an AGM battery. And on this side we've got the auxiliary battery. So this was 100 amp hour, also an Odyssey AGM battery. And our Red Arc split charger is what charges these two batteries, and it has solar input as well. So we're pulling in our solar power from the panel on the bonnet. We've actually got some quick connectors as well, so we've also got an additional battery box which can take solar input. So when we're on the move, we're on the trails, we can swap over to the battery box charging, so we can have that fully charged and have the engine charging the auxiliary batteries through the Red Arc. Being a 25-year-old car from the UK, it's seen its fair share of salty roads, and that was pretty evident from the rear of the chassis, which was completely rusted. So it had to be rebuilt from the ground up. So it took about 40 hours for the guide to do it, and this was probably the most significant investment in the vehicle. This should now be the strongest piece of the car. As you can see, the car is now pretty loaded, so we've got quite a lot of stuff here. We've got our storage system, which Polly built for me very kindly. We've got a dual hot water system, and because we're not having the two roof tents on the top, we decided to go with an ARB single swag, Skydome swag, and also the stretcher that goes with it. We've also got our clothing, and it's got some storage boxes at the bottom here, which has car parts, cooking stuff, food, and cleaning stuff. So as you can see here, we've got our Safari Snorkel, and this was probably one of the most excruciating things I've ever had to do, was drilling holes into a body panel. The sound it makes, it's not very nice. I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. But now it's got fitted, so we can go through some nice water crossings, and hopefully won't have any hydrolocking. So as previously mentioned, we went for our Terrain Tamer springs and shocks. So this is a 100 kilogram constant load on the front and 300 kilogram constant load on the rear to take our additional weight. On top of that, we've also replaced all of the suspension arms and bushes with OE equivalents, so now we shouldn't have any suspension issues at all. We've also got some 30mm wheel spacers, which brings out the stance a bit more, hopefully should make it a bit more stable at the detriment to our wheel bearings a little bit. But this has kind of transformed Carlos into a bit of a Hulk now, this additional stance. Now we've made all the modifications and we've made it all the way over to Portugal. The last thing left to do is to test it on Portugal's tracks.